September is Suicide Prevention Awareness Month. It's a time to raise awareness of this stigmatized and often taboo topic. But in recent years, experts have actually taught us one way we can help lower the number of suicides is for us to talk about it. So that's exactly what we're going to do this morning with Stephen Haden. He's the co-founder and CEO of Envision. It's an organization dedicated to increasing access to mental health resources for the LGBTQ plus community. Stephen, thank you so much for being with us. We very much appreciate it.
Thank you, Jordan. Good to see you this morning.
Absolutely. Always great to see you. I want to talk a little bit about some of these stats before we dive into some of the solutions for this. We know that overall across the country, suicide is the second leading cause of death for, I believe it's people ages, what is it, 25 to 40?
Yes, so actually for young people in the U.S., it's the second leading cause of death.
Yeah.
Sadly, about 130 folks on average take their life every day. Yeah. And about 1.2 million folks in the United States attempt suicide every year. And Jordan, I happen to be a suicide survivor, and it's one of the reasons I'm so passionate about talking about these issues, so we can bring stigma out of the closet and get folks talking about it. And that's when people can connect and find the help they need.
Isn't that interesting that we were taught, kind of keep that to yourself for so many years, but now we're learning, no, don't keep that to yourself. If you feel comfortable with it, you could actually be saving so many people's lives by sharing your own personal story. Just to add to that stat, we actually know that in Colorado, that risk for suicide actually is higher among our youth. I believe it's actually the leading cause of death among youth here in Colorado.
Yeah, indeed, Jordan. It is the leading cause of death for young people in Colorado. And it's heartbreaking when you think about young people who have lost hope and don't believe a better day is ahead. One of the messages that I'm here to share is that, there is hope and help available. Lots of resources for folks. As part of the LGBTQ community and our own research at Envision, we found that 1 out of 2 LGBTQ Coloradoans have seriously thought about taking their life. And again, that's a heartbreaking statistic. And so I'm proud to work with a team and a number of other community organizations and mental health and health professionals to address these staggering statistics.
Yeah, we're proud of your work as well. With the time that we do have, let's share kind of maybe some solutions that we can get to reducing these numbers, what we can do in our own communities, even just this morning. We know specifically for LGBTQ plus youth in helping to decrease the amount of suicide attempts, it really comes down to acceptance from adults, acceptance from peers, right?
Indeed. It just takes one caring adult in a young person's life to create an affirming space that child feels they can be their authentic self. That's really incredible. And then as you mentioned, Jordan, by reducing the taboo of talking about suicide, having those meaningful conversations, allowing folks not to suffer in silence is incredibly important.
Yeah, there are going to be plenty of people that are watching this morning that say, for years I was trained to not talk about it. So now that I'm supposed to talk about it, where do I even begin? What are some of the resources I can go to try to start having those conversations? Because I would like to be a part of the solution.
Indeed. So I know at the end of this segment, you'll have a number of resources for folks to be able to access. What I can say, and it's a really tough question to ask somebody, but if you're concerned about their safety, just simply ask them, are you thinking about hurting yourself? Clearly what we know is that is not going to exacerbate the circumstances that person is experiencing. And what they now know is there's somebody that cares enough to ask them that tough question, and then hopefully you can walk with them in their journey to get the help that they need.
Yeah, and just briefly, can you name some of the websites maybe that people could be even looking up on their phones right now during our newscast? We know Envision is a great resource as well. The Trevor Project is out there. Any others that you would mention?
Absolutely. So one thing I'll mention is, recently we've instituted 988, which is the new suicide prevention lifeline. So if you're in crisis and you need help, simply dial 988 from your phone and you'll be able to connect with trained counselors around the U.S. Envisionu.org is certainly a place for members of the LGBTQ plus community. And Colorado Crisis Services here does an amazing job of being able to connect folks in text, by phone, to needed help.
All right, awesome. Stephen Haden, he is the co-founder and CEO of Envision, based here in Denver, Colorado. Stephen, thank you so much for your work in trying to really prevent suicides out there.
Thank you, Jordan.
I appreciate it, Stephen. Yeah. All right, we'll be right back.